preview. Games Workshop just bossed it again. Yes! New Codexes. Absolutely amazing privilege to get sent these by Games Workshop early.
They smell good.
They do. Isn't that fresh book smell?
Oh, they smell so... I love that.
I love the smell of a fresh Codex in the morning.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
So there's the Grey Knights, the Hammers of Titan, one of my original armies here on Tabletop Tactics. One of my favourite armies. Full stop. Mm-hmm. So very excited.
One of my favourite armies.
Yeah, they're just very cool. So I'm excited to tell you a little bit about this book. Now, a full tactical review will happen over and on demand this week. This is available to pre-order right now if you're watching this video on the day of release, as is the Chaos Space Marine Codex. Both of the books have some boss things in it.
Oh, yeah.
Today, for your viewing pleasure, I've got a Grey Knight army which will make use of one of the new units and, of course, the stratagems. And then we put together a Black Legion detachment, specifically of Plague Marines and a Prince and a World Eaters detachment as well. So we'll get to see some of those Legion rules in action, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think this will be a bloodbath because it's the relic.
Yes.
Which we thought was very appropriate.
Oh, so cool.
It's going to be an absolute bloodbath, fighting to the last man. Both relatively elite armies, because you're using all of the cult choices as well. Mm-hmm. But I think this will be really exciting. Now, obviously, we'll go over as many of the new rules as we can. We've already got a couple of relics mixed in there so you can see them. I didn't manage to fit in a Grey Knight relic, but I am using one of the new Grey Knight Warlord traits, First to the Fray, which I think is actually very powerful.
Yeah, it's great.
As well as some of the stratagems as well. So you're going to get to see all of that. So, I suppose we should get on with this.
Yeah.
The list's coming up next. Team, welcome to Titan. Here we are in the arena that is the Grey Knights here, and I'm very excited about the new Codex. The Grey Knights have always been right up there as one of my favourite armies in 40k. I love the fluff, I love the lore, I love their origins from the Heresy and how they came about.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm just started learning about it.
It's very cool. I mean, the thing is, he only knows half of it. So you Heresy veterans,
don't comment in spoilers.
No spoilers,
please.
Please,
or we'll terminate your subscription.
That's it. You are terminated.
Yeah.
So what's happened here is I've got 1996 points. Now we're using one of the new units in the Codex, but more importantly for your viewing pleasure here, will of course I'll be using stratagems and in one of the new Warlord traits, and of course the expanded psychic discipline that the Grey Knight Codex has, right? So we're going to get a good feel of how the Grey Knights would work. Now, in terms of changes to the army, there are definitely a few changes I would make for 8th edition in general. This list is actually still pretty strong though. I mean, we are rocking 4 Dread Knights, you know. That's no joke.
Yeah. I was just about to say, as you like to say, that's no joke.
That's no joke.
Yeah. But you beat me to it.
I did.
Yeah,
now, so let's go over the list. So we're rocking a Spearhead detachment, okay? So it's the one with the 3 heavy support choices as a mandatory requirement. So we'll kick off with the Dread Knights. I've got 3 Dread Knights fulfilling those mandatory slots. 2 of them have Psy Cannons and Incinerators and Hammers and a single Dread Fist. They've all got personal teleporters as well, because that allows you to deep strike in via Teleportarium, turn 1, which is very useful. And in the middle Dread Knight here, this puppy, he's actually got a Gatling Silencer, a Heavy Incinerator, and a Hammer. Now the Gatling Silencer is still 12 shots, it's still damage D3, it hasn't changed from the index per se, but I'm not sure it was better than the Psy Cannon. Except there is now a stratagem which has potentially changed that massively. Now, it doesn't mean that I would take all Gatling Silencers, because actually you can only use this stratagem once, per turn, right? So, or per phase, or the phase that it's relevant in. But there's a stratagem which actually allows you to increase the strength and improve the weapon's AP. So all of a sudden it becomes 12 strength, 5 shots at -1, damage D3. All of a sudden that gets my attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I love it. I think it's really good.
Very cool. It's very, very cool. And I'd probably in future have actually the Gatling Silencer on the Grand Master in a Dread Knight, which is I'll now go over now as well.
That's a bit rude.
Which is a bit rude because he's actually got a ballistic skill.
I bet he does.
He does, yeah. His ballistic skill's 2. He does degrade. Now, obviously, if you get him down to 4 to 6 wounds, he'll have a ballistic skill of 3. But this boss re-rolls hit rolls of 1, as well as giving that ability to all units within 6 inches, like a traditional Grandmaster, right? So that's pretty awesome. So he's hitting on 2s, and if he had the Gatling Silencer, it would be re-rolling 1s. Now, I could, I suppose, make this guy my Grandmaster, because I've only got the 1 Gatling Silencer. Yeah. It's just this guy doesn't have a helmeted head, and he looks a bit...
He looks cooler.
It looks cooler.
Yeah.
So for this game, I'm just doing rule of cool, right? But, I think if we're...
As you should always, in my opinion.
Always, yeah. So, but normally I think I'd have the Gatling Silencer on the other Dread Knight, but, whatever. So, still, a Psy Cannon with strength 8 all of a sudden at -2 down, rend isn't bad.
Yeah.
with that power. But here we go. Got the Grandmaster, hitting on 2, strength 6, toughness 6, wounds 12. His weapon skill is 2+, so that's already better. He's got a whopping 5 attacks, and then when you're rocking with a Nemesis Demon Hammer, yes, it is a -1 to hit, but all of a sudden he's hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and it's strength 12, -4 rend, d6 damage, but minimum damage of 3. So this guy ruins people in combat, So he's my Warlord trait, and I'm actually giving the Warlord trait first to the fray, so I'll just go over that now. What it actually allows you to do is himself, plus any units within 6 inches of him, can re-roll failed charges.
That's really good.
Now, if you bear in mind that you're coming in with Dread Knights, which is what my sort of tactic would be, that's actually really, really cool.
Yeah.
Re-rolling failed charge is huge when you're trying to get that turn 1 charge, right? So, I like it. I dig it a lot. So there you go. There's the 4 Dread Knights. We've then got 2 troops slots. I've taken 2 units of Terminators. These guys are very cool. Obviously, I'm going to go over the Tactica side of things and an in-depth review of this book over on Demand. But in terms of the Terminator squad, they're still troops. They are a little pricey. You are paying for the Terminators, but they do have 2 wounds in 8th edition. I'm not sold on them being in my overall army going forward.
Okay.
I won't go into the details with that now because there's lots of other choices in this book now which I would consider perhaps instead. And this, of course, being a lot of detachments I'd take with Grey Knights wouldn't have a mandatory troops choice anyway, so I'd maybe not even use them. I'm personally thinking if I went down the troops path with Grey Knights, I would actually bring out the Razorbacks with twin assault cannons with strike squads, but that's another story, right? But my Terminators I've sort of armed traditionally, so I've got a Justicar with a hammer, still good. Terminators are 2 attacks base, so they're still pretty rocking in combat. The Justicar is actually 3 attacks base, and I've got 1 Psy Cannon in there as well. Psy Cannon is a heavy weapon, so if you are moving, it will be a -1 to hit, but it is what it is, right? So 2 units of those, 2 units of 5. I've then got an Apothecary. Now, Apothecary, again, he managed to fit into this. What are you thinking?
Just thinking about last time I used an Apothecary.
Oh,
I went from the most best unit ever. I would use him all the time to never use him. Wasted my time
because you just failed on every single.
Yeah. I think I brought one Raven wingback to life.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Well, my experience, I've used the Grey Knights before over on Demand, and the Apothecary actually did pretty well. I've returned him here. I don't know if I'd always take an Apothecary. It just happens that with this particular list, he manages to fit in it. And he does complement, potentially, depending on where he is on the battlefield, regenerating Dread Knights and or your Paladins. If I keep him near some of those alpha units, it could be very useful. But I've also given him the Nemesis Ward Stave, because why not? Mm-hmm. It's actually free as well. So the Apothecary is actually really quite cheap.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Then finally, I've got a large Paladin squad, large 5-man Paladin squad. We've got 2 Psy Cannons in there, so a nice bit of extra firepower. Paladins are 3 attacks base, so that's pretty awesome. I've got my Paragon, who's basically the sergeant. He's got a hammer, and I've got 2 swords in there as well. And across the board, anything which doesn't have a Psy Cannon, and apart from the Apothecary, has Storm Bolters as well, which you have to pay points for. So overall, Paladins are an interesting one. I think they've actually gone down in points from the index. Off the top of my head, I remember them being a little bit cheaper when I made this list. And the interesting thing is that they're not that many more points than Terminators. So maybe we'll see more paladins out more often now, back to like 5th edition style. Who knows?
I hope so, because they're cool.
They are very cool.
Yeah.
So that is my list. It's 1996 points. It's a nice elite army, kind of what you would expect. Now, conveniently, I've got all of my Nemesis Dreadknights with teleporters. That's 4 units, and I've got 4 other units on the board, so half my army can deep strike. I'm sure you can see where I'm going with that, right? Yeah. And then finally, I thought that you guys would like to know as well, because it is a really interesting point of reference. Grey Knights have chaplains now. They've got the Stormhawk Interceptor. They've got the Storm Raven, which they always had, but they've also got the Storm Talon. And with Flyers being, pretty good in...
they're almost a must-have in a lot of armies.
I think it's good to have some air support.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
But Storm Raven's being such an amazing vehicle now anyway, with the firepower, and Grey Knights tend to lack the heavy firepower, so Storm Raven's a great complement, and then being able to deliver, maybe a unit of Paladins down the enemy's throat is actually quite valid. Obviously, points expensive, but what can you do, right?
Yeah.
So that is it, 1996 points. Now, obviously, I'll go over the stratagems and some very, very cool things that I plan on doing throughout the game. Let's see what the Chaos have to offer. That's coming up next. And now we have the Forces of Chaos. Ooh. Also a big fan here, so I don't think you guys here on Freeview have seen my Death Guard yet in a full battle report, but here's a portion of my Death Guard army, and no doubt as and when GW releases a codex for the Death Guard, you'll see the full whack of the Death Guard, plus hopefully some new models as well in a separate battle report. Yeah, Mortarion. It would be amazing. Well, we've seen Magnus, and GW do release Mortarion, it would be awesome.
They've got to.
Yeah.
They've got to.
Yeah, I'd like to see Fulgrim come back. A lot of those
just
Primarchs.
bring them all back. But leave the dead ones dead.
Yeah, I think you should leave the dead ones dead. I agree with that.
Just leave them dead.
Because otherwise it sort of cheapens a bit of what happened in Heresy.
Yeah, exactly. There's all these rumour mills about bringing back Sanguinius or Ferrus Manus.
Yeah.
If you haven't read the books, I'm not gonna say what happened, but we know what happened.
We know what happened, yeah.
I don't know how you could even begin to think of how.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's all talks of cloning and stuff, but like.
But then they're not real people, are they?
No.
And they should have their rules shouldn't be as good as normal Primarchs. There it is. I've said
there
it.
It is.
When you duplicate things, it gets slightly worse.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a photocopy of a copy.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want that.
So Chaos.
Yeah.
So. A lot of interesting stuff in here, a lot of cool stuff in here. I think Chaos fans are going to be really pleased. We've got our Legion rules back. That's awesome. Straight off the bat, again, I'll be doing a full tactical review of this on demand. Should be next week. But the Death Guard as a Legion and also the Thousand Sons as a Legion are not in this book. They do not have their own Legion rules in this book. And it actually says in this book that they're getting their own codex. Okay? It actually says that. All right? So we know that, which is awesome. And they've confirmed that Thousand Sons are indeed getting their own codex. It makes sense, right? New model ranges we're talking about here. So, they can fill up a whole book unto themselves. Now, what we've got here are 2 Vanguard detachments. So I've got a dual detachment list. We obviously have a few Forge World bits in here as well. The World Eaters... So I painted the World Eaters, I painted the Death Guards, but due to some very busy things that are happening in the background for a certain narrative campaign that's coming, I don't have the time to expand the World Eaters how I want to, so I'm actually getting our painting studio partners, Seed Studios, to expand the World Eaters. You can expect that, but before that happens, I've got, they're dropping a new... a few bits of reinforcements for High Fleet Myrmidon, so you'll see that within the next couple of weeks actually, which is quite cool.
Which I'm quite excited about.
Yeah, which is really, really fun. Right, then they'll get onto the expansion of the World Eaters, and I think that you guys will think it would be a really fun, cool list. I've got to have a competitive one and like a fun one, right? So what we've got is we've got a World Eaters detachment. Let's kick off with this. So we've got Lord Sargaroth. A big fan of this guy, really enjoyed converting and painting him. Now, he doesn't exist, actually, in the Chaos Space Marine Codex, because, of course, there isn't actually a model that Games Workshop produced of a Chaos Lord on a Juggernaut, certainly not within the last 10 years, anyway. I think there used to be one in 2nd edition, and that was it. Now, That doesn't mean you can't use him. You can use the index profile for him. So I have indeed done that. And I've actually equipped him with a power axe and a... I think I paid for the power fist. Let's have a little look here. No, just a power axe. Now the reason for that is one of the new relics. So I'm going to tell you about that now. It's the Axe of Blind Fury. So this is obviously an update of the 7th edition relic. Now it's a core model with a power axe only, and you know the way it works is you swap the relic out for the gear that they've got. You just pay for the power axe, right? It's range melee, type melee, obviously, strength +3, so strength 7, AP -3, damage D3.
Excellent.
So this is a decent combat weapon. No -1 to hit. You know he's powerful, right? Now it's got an ability. You can re-roll or modify hit rolls of. You cannot re-roll or modify hit rolls of 1 for attacks made with the Axe of Blind Fury. Instead, these attacks automatically hit a friendly unit within 1 inch. Randomly determine which unit is hit if there is more than 1. If there are no friendly units within 1 inch, the hit is ignored. So the bad news is he can't re-roll 1s to hit.
Yeah.
But the good news is he doesn't have a -1 to hit, and when he hits, he's a boss.
Yeah.
But just don't have any Khorne Berserkers or anyone around him.
Yeah, because he'll kill them.
So, you know, I think it's cool. I thought you guys would want to see, you know, a guy with a relic. I've got the Axe of Blind Fury there. He's on his Juggernaut. He is a bit of a combat beast, and we like that. We've then gone for 3 units of 5 Khorne Berserkers. Now, these are actually World Eater Khorne Berserkers. So I will be getting the World Eater Legion traits. So I'm going to tell you what they do in a moment. But specifically, I should say to Sargaroth, he's the warlord of this army. And I've given him the Warlord trait, the Legion Warlord trait, which is Slaughterborn. This is where it makes him really good. Add 1 to his attacks and strength characteristics each time he slays a character, a monster, or a Titanic model.
That's pretty cool.
So you kill a monster or a character, you're suddenly at strength 8. You're Axe of Blind Fury. You kill 2, you're at strength 9, and you've got more attacks. It's nice.
So you got any monsters in that?
I do actually. I've got 4 Nemesis Dread Knights, in fact.
Are they monsters?
Yes, they're monsters. So if Sargaroth kills a Dread Knight, he's going to boss it, which is cool. Yeah. So right, so now there are a lot of stratagems in here. You know, I'll be doing the full review on demand, as I've said. You will be seeing some deployed. Specifically, some of the Khorne ones are really, really good, like attacking again, which is amazing. Now, Khorne Berserkers and Plague Marines obviously are still in here. The Cult Troops are still in here. And another interesting little quirk I thought that you guys might find interesting is that the Demon Infantry are troops choices in the Chaos Space Marine book as well. So they are actually, you know, the Bloodletters, the Plague Bearers, etc. They're actually troops choices in the book. So that's quite interesting. So you can do, it's quite good because I think you can make the Word Bearers army, you know, quite fluffy and quite easily with that. So that's actually quite good. So now Legion wise, we can hear thunder here.
We can hear thunder as we're going through a chaos list. It's very ominous.
That's appropriate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could pick it up on the mic, but yeah, there is thunder outside. It's amazing. So in terms of the army special rules, they've got Death to the False Emperor. So if you roll a 6+, they get to do an extra attack in the fight phase if they roll 6+ to hit, which is cool. Now, let's go over this guy, the Kaitan. He's a Forge World model, so he's not in this book, but you can, of course, mix in Forge World. I have given him the Legion, World Eater's Legion keywords, and he's got his Hades Gatling cannon, which is 8 shots, which is pretty good. And then we've got the Charybdis Assault Claw, which is still just as good as it used to be in 7th edition. I can put all 3 units of 5-man units of Khorne Berserkers in that Charybdis, can come in turn 1, and then they can all jump out of it and potentially get 3 separate charges off or try and charge the same target, whatever the case may be. So that's the World Eaters detachment, which is, you know, pretty good, I think. Now, in terms of the actual Legion traits, let's go over those now. So the World Eaters trait for my World Eaters here is Butcher's Nails. When a unit with this trait makes a successful charge, you can make 1 additional attack with each of its models in the subsequent fight phase. Now, where I've got these Khorne Berserkers, where they're already monsters in combat, I've given them chain axes, so they've got a -1 rend in combat as well. Let's see what we're talking about here. So Khorne Berserkers, I'll be hitting on 3s. I've got 3 attacks effectively on the charge, because they're 2 attacks base. I haven't got the chain swords, I've got the chain axes. That is what I've purchased. At strength 6, because their base strength is 5, and the chain axe is +1 strength. So 3 attacks at strength 6 -1 on the charge. That is absolutely filthy.
Yeah.
Then there are stratagems which allow them to actually attack again, which is good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Except with the blood for the blood god rule, the unit can fight twice in each fight phase anyway, instead of only once, because that's just what Khorne Berserkers have.
So you could fight 3 times though if you wanted to.
Yeah. If you use that stratagem, yeah. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
So, that's the World Eaters. Very, very cool. I think you can make some really strong World Eaters armies. I'll go over a little bit more of the Forge World rules as we're playing in the game. But since these aren't units which are specific to this codex, I won't bother you with that now. Then what we have is not a Death Guard detachment, because remember, the Death Guard Legion doesn't exist in this book, but the Plague Marines do, as does the Demon Prince. And they would actually fall, in this instance, under the Black Legion detachment. So these are Plague Marines which are dedicated to the Black Legion. They fall under Abaddon's banner, so to speak. And the Plague Marines are actually slightly cheaper than in the index. I should also let you know that there is a lot of options for Plague Marines, including new weapon types which we haven't seen before, such as the Plague Spewer, the Plague Belcher, which are basically sort of flamer type weapons, like the Plague Spewer, for example, 9-inch range, heavy d6, strength 5, -1 rend, damage 1, hitting the opponent target automatically. And it's got a Plague Weapon special rule where you can reroll 1s to wound. So, which is quite cool. They've also got the option to have just like an all close combat variant of Plague Marines now, which is nice. And they've got some pretty decent weapons, such as the Great Plague Cleaver, which is strength ×2, -3 damage d6, and the Mace of Contagion, which is +2 strength, -1 rend, damage 3. Both of those are plague weapons as well. So really, really cool. We can see that the Plague Marines now are really starting to be fleshed out, which is awesome. They've also got a rule called Vectors of Death and Disease. Plague Marine equipped with 2 Plague Knives, a Plague Knife and a Bubotic Axe, or a Mace of Contagion and a Bubotic Axe, has an attacks characteristic of 2 instead of 1. So what you can see that the GW have done here is they've given us the option to have a real assault-based Plague Marine unit, which is quite cool. So that will add a lot more flavour to us, I think, a straight Death Guard army. Now, my Death Guard is all shooty at the moment. I've got Hell Brutes and stuff for combat, but, for the moment, it's good to know that these units are there. I'll probably add them to my Death Guard. So what we have, they've got Disgustingly Resilience, which is effectively the old Feel No Pain. I ignore wounds on a 5 or more. And I've given each 5-man unit, they all come with Plague Knives. I've given them 2 plasma guns, which I think will be quite good against Grey Knights, try and be nice, don't destroy my Hammers of Titan.
No deal. No deal.
But 3 units of 5 of those. So this is the second Vanguard detachment. Then what I've got is a Plague Hulk from Forge World. Again, I've just given it the Black Legion rule here, or rather the Nurgle. The Nurgle keyword, if you like. And then what we've got is a Demon Prince, and the Demon Prince is pretty good. Demon Princes are quite good now. I haven't given him a relic, because I've given the relic to Sargeroth, my Warlord, but we have paid for the wings on this Demon Prince, and he's got 2 Malefic Talons, which is nice, lots and lots of attacks, and I think with his Heretic Astartes Discipline, which you'll see some of these new powers, including the Nurgle one, inside this book during the game. I think he'll end up being quite a useful centerpiece for your army. So, that is it, folks. It's just under 2,000 points. Quite brutal. I suspect that it could be quite effective against the Grey Knights. You currently do have, though, more drops than me, I think. So the Grey Knights will have the ability to go first, but you've got certain things in reserve. So it's going to be interesting to see how the deployment goes.
Yeah.
Let's, with that in mind, go over the mission that's coming up next. Here it is, folks, the relic. In the centre of this Chaos Shrine on a long abandoned world, the relic stands, and the Hammers of Titan have descended to claim it for all that is good and just in the Imperium. And across from them here, in this Hammer and Anvil deployment, the forces of Chaos, Sargaroth and his World Eaters, the Demon Prince leading some Black Legion Plague Marines, stand and face the Wrath of Titan. So, what is the mission? Well, it's a relic. It is Hammer and Anvil deployments, as I've stated. And what's more is the Hammers of Titan have the initiative here, people. I did finish deploying first. That means that I can go first. But Bone, do you wish to seize the initiative?
Yes, I do, because I'm looking at how I deployed and I realise I made a mistake. So.
I made a little mistake. I did one thing wrong. I don't know why I did that. That's fine. Okay. It's all right.
The nerves are setting in. He knows that the Titan hammers are descending.
Yeah.
Seizing the initiative here. The brand new Codex is about to debut on Tabletop Tactics. Bone, see if you can do it.
Yes! Oh. Now, I have 5 command points. I'm wondering how crucial it is for me to actually take first turn here.
Well, one of the new rules that we didn't mention in the Chaos Marine Codex is that Chaos Marine troops won't really affect you here. The Chaos Space Marine troops effectively get the old objective secured rule, which is now called the Defenders of Humanity rule for the Space Marines. And what it means is if they're within 3 inches of an objective and an enemy unit is, even if they're outnumbered, they'd still hold the objective.
Yeah.
However, we're not making use of that rule because we've got cold troops here, and they're elite's choices, so you're not going to be able to get that. So that does mean that the person that has the last turn ultimately has the ability to potentially take the relic. However, will the game go on that long? Or will we be wiped out first? Who knows? Well, so what are you going to do? Command point or no, sir?
Yes, I'm going to command point it.
Oh, tension is high here in the studio as the command points. The seizing
6.
The initiative!
Oh! All right.
Okay, Mr. Bone. The Dark Gods were not with you in this stage of the game.
No.
Let me illuminate you, sir, with the light of Titan.
Oh no. Don't do it. It's so
Movement phase turn 1 for the Hammers of Titan is complete. And the Nemesis Dreadnought Vanguard have descended, forming a defensive wall, trying to block off not only the advance of these Chaos forces to the relic, but also to stay within the buffing bubble that the Grandmaster allows. He allows re-rolling to hit of 1s for units within 6 inches, but also that first to the fray Warlord trait means that units within 6 inches can re-roll failed charges, which is very cool. Now, due to the defensive nature of this deployment with the Chaos Force, he's actually effectively blocked off quite a bit of the charging to the Khitan and the Plague Marines here. And I could have split some Dreadnoughts off over onto this flank, but then I would have lost the potential buffing power of the Grandmaster, and I want to keep these guys together for the time being. I do have some valid targets though. It is even possible that I could get a cheeky first turn charge on Sargaroth if I rolled high enough. But that is for another time. Meanwhile, over here, the Terminators have advanced. Both these Terminator units have advanced. The Apothecaries advanced. The Grey Knight Paladins have just shuffled through the ruins there and have started to make their way towards the enemy also. That is the movement done. But the Hammers speak the loudest in the Psychic phase. And that's coming up next. We're opening in the Psychic phase, folks, and the Apothecary, who I gave the Gate of Infinity, the infamous Gate of Infinity power to, is going to be casting that on the Paladins. Okay, so it's a casting number of 6 or more, and funnily enough, I rolled a 6, so that is exactly what I wanted. Now what it enables me to do is remove the unit immediately and then place them anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches away from an enemy. So I've effectively now, because remember you can only deep strike with half your forces, right, in 8th edition, I've effectively got an additional free move there with a very powerful unit. So let me move them and then get back to you. Right team, we're in the psychic phase and I'm opening up with Smite. Considered Sanctuary, I gave the 3 normal Dread Knight Sanctuary, which would give them a +1 to their invulnerable save, but I think I want to try and inflict as many wounds as I can. So Smite, nearest model being the Plague Hulk with my little friend on top of him there.
Grotty, too hearty.
Little Grotty, always enjoys the
I like seeing they just both rub each other's bellies, rubbing their bellies. It's a big belly rub for them both. Look at them, like the belly rubs.
That's right. Now, I will have to destroy that Plague Hulk, I'm afraid, because Grotty can't, you know, it's not good for him to ride around. He needs to exercise a little guy. So.
Sure. I mean, summer's around the corner.
That is a 5, which actually becomes a 6 with the Brotherhood of Psychers rule. But it is a successful cast. Do you wish to deny?
Nope.
Okay. It is a single mortal wound. You normally roll D3 mortal wounds, but Grey Knights, they have their smite reduced to 12 inches and their damage reduced on smite to 1 wound. Unless it's demons, in which case it becomes... Actually, you're a demon, sir, aren't you?
No. I'm a vehicle demon. I'm a vehicle demon.
That would mean, Bone, that you lose 3 wounds.
I don't.
Let's check this. He has indeed lost 3 wounds. Does he have 11 wounds left? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, well, the Grandmaster now opens up against that Plague Hulk. Smite. You are smitten, sir.
Oh, good.
Do you wish to try and deny?
No, because I know what you've got up your sleeve.
Okay, he's bracing himself for the dreaded vortex of doom. Okay, well, that goes off, sir. That's another 3 mortal wounds. Oh dear. Okay, now this Dread Knight will also cast Smite. However, the Plague Hulk is no longer the nearest. In fact, this Dread Knight is closest to the Khitan. So let's see if I can smite this Khitan. 4, 5, 6 does go off. Again, are you not denying, sir?
No.
Okay, so it's 3 mortal wounds. Because he's a demon. Oh dear. Then finally, we will attempt to smite the Plague Marines with this last Dread Knight. Now, luckily, they're not demons, so this maximum is... right, we actually failed to cast anyway, so no big issues there.
Good.
I'm not going to use a command point to resolve that. Now for some more interesting points of reference. The Grandmaster has Vortex of Doom. So like Smites, this is like a super smite. Targets the nearest model. The nearest model is the Plague Hulk. Yeah. It's a casting number of 8, but it not only inflicts D3 mortal wounds on the Plague Hulk, but it inflicts D3 mortal wounds on enemy units within 3 inches of him as well. So that would be D3 mortal wounds on Sargaroth himself. Furthermore, if I roll a 12, or I get a 12 plus on the psychic results, it is D6 mortal wounds. Now, the Hammers of Titan have a couple of other army rules which perhaps we've not mentioned. I gave the impression that we didn't have objective secured ourselves. We do. It's called the Knights of Titan rule, much like Space Marines have Defenders of Humanity. So any troops choice in a Hammers of Titan army is basically objective secured. That's a 7th edition throwback. So we hold an objective even if you've got more models near the objective. Furthermore, we all have the Brotherhood of Psychers special rule if your army's battle forged, and that means we add 1 to deny the witch and to psychic tests, which is actually an incredibly powerful army-wide special rule to have. It's very, very cool. Just helps that little bit more with the psychic test, so that's pretty cool. So with that in mind, I'm now going to use the first stratagem of the game. It's called channeling. I believe it's called channeling off the top of my head. What it effectively allows me to do is, for the use of 1 command point, I can roll 3d6 on the psychic test and pick the highest 2. So that's what I'm going to do. Because remember, this is casting number 8, folks. Vortex of Doom. We open with the Grandmaster with the Hammers of...
Why do you roll all the 6s every time? I don't want to talk to you.
So, I rolled a 12, which technically becomes a 13. However, my understanding is that I still rolled a double 6, and Perils of the Warp goes off immediately. So I'm going to take D3 mortal wounds. I only take the 1 mortal wound. I'll keep that dice roll. I won't be re-rolling that. So I've lost my first wound on my Grandmaster, but I think it will be worth it. Because now the Plague Hulk takes D6 mortal wounds, and Sargaroth would take D6 mortal wounds. I'm just going to go and show you Vortex of Doom here, folks. There's the power. So Vortex of Doom has a warp charge value of 8. If manifested, a vortex opens up above the nearest visible enemy model within 12 inches of the Psyker, so that's a Plague Hulk. The model's unit and every other unit within 3 inches of that model suffers D3 mortal wounds. So I just rolled a D6, a single D6. So I don't roll separately for each unit. So, do you want to try and deny it?
I can't.
Oh yes, I know, because I technically rolled a 13. Oh, the Hammers of Titan. Okay. D6 mortal wounds. Now, you've already lost 4 on the Plague Hulk.
Yeah.
6.
Oh,
oh no! Oh no!
What's wrong with you?
Oh no! But Bone, how many wounds does Sargaroth have? It's not 6.
I better double check.
Is it?
It could be.
Oh no! Well, folks, this is official. He's dead. What just happened?
You just happened. You rolled your 6s.
They shouldn't give me powers
They
where I
should-
can roll 6s
I know.
like that. It's
No.
dangerous.
Oh, I don't.
Don't they know about
dead.
the spider?
So there we go. He's dead
Oh
now.
no!
Look at it, he's gone.
But he's one of my favourite Chaos Lords.
Well, he's pretty underwhelming when he just dies the first turn, isn't he?
Oh no!
No.
Well, I mean, look. Normally, I would find that quite depressing because he's like the hero, and we've lost our Axe of Blind Fury warlord there, which is a shame. And that is Slay the Warlord. But at the same time, what a boost for the Grey Knights. Vortex of Doom, Grandmaster and a Dread Knight. You can imagine cinematically, he looks across the field. He's smashed this Plague Hulk, or a couple of them have, with their smites. And then after that, he unleashes his vortex, severely damaging a Plague Hulk, and then the explosion just sucks Sargaroth into it, and he's dragged screaming into the warp. Horrendous stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just shows the power of it as well. Like,
it does.
I mean, as the viewers know, I don't have any particular allegiance to the Chaos Hordes.
No.
So I don't feel that bad anyway. But 2,
it said like a Space Wolf player.
But 2, what an epic power! You know, like I don't feel that bad because we just showcased the ultimate power of that stratagem, and it's cool.
Yeah,
it's
so
really
it's a good stratagem because ultimately I did roll a double 6, but the stratagem allowed me to roll 3d6, picking the highest. And even if I hadn't rolled a double 6, I could have just rolled a 6 and a 5. And because of the Brotherhood of Psychic Special Roll, I've got the +1 to it. So it's not that difficult to do it when you have the stratagem in play.
No.
So, you know, look, it is how it panned out. Apologies, Chaos fans. Don't forget, these World Eaters and Death Guard are also mine, so it's a mixed bag when I kill someone like that. But there we go. Sargaroth falls, Slay the Warlords, the Hammers of Titan, just launching a brutal hammer strike there. Let's see what else I do. I do have some more powers I could consider. Let's do this. I'm going to cast Smite from the Paladins now, the nearest unit being the Plague Marines just here. So can we cast that? Well, here we go. Now the Brotherhood of Psychers rule comes into effect. So I rolled a 4, but it actually becomes a 5. So I've succeeded in that power. I'm assuming, sir, that you will now use your first denial.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was saving it for that big one there, but
I
then
just rolled stupidly well.
Yeah. But now I will deny this petty
Good luck.
thing.
You just need a 6. You've done it. Smite is denied. That marks the end of my psychic phase, folks. There's nothing else, thank goodness indeed, that I can do here of significance. So there we go. End of the psychic phase, not bad. Let's get on with the shooting. Folks, before we move on to the shooting phase, a couple of little points of order here, actually. The Plague Hulk would normally be on 2 wounds after that hammering. However, He does have disgustingly resilient, much like the normal Plague Marines do. So we're actually going to roll all of the disgustingly resilient saves now.
So it's 12.
It's 12, and on 5s and 6s, he would have ignored those mortal wounds. So no issues. We'll just do it now.
This is where... has anyone ever seen 12 5s or 6s rolled in one go?
I think I've done it once.
Yeah, well, it's about to happen again.
Okay.
Lightning strikes twice! No. But I managed to get 3 wounds back.
Okay, so he's managed to get 3. That would leave the Plague Hulk on 5 wounds. Still a significant amount of damage, but at least he's not completely crippled. Right, team, let's do this. The first Dread Knight will open with his heavy incinerator and his heavy Psy Cannon into the Plague Hulk.
That's a bit much.
It's a bit much.
Yeah.
The heavy incinerator, sir. D6 automatic hits, 4 hit. Okay? So it's a big heavy flamer. It's a 12-inch range, people.
That's a big range.
It's a big range.
Okay.
It's strength 6. What's the toughness of your Plague Hulk, sir?
8.
8, you say?
Yes.
My strength is 6, so I require 5s. I have a wound. And it's normally a -1 to your save. I'm not sure what your invulnerable or armor save is. Whatever's better.
It'll be my armor save, so 4 up.
Okay, 4 up.
Yes.
He's made a save. Very nice. Okay. He needs a bit of luck now to hang in. And then we've got the Psy Cannon. I'm going to do the heavy Psy Cannon now. 6 shots at strength 7, -1, damage 2. So 6 shots. Now I did move with this weapon. So I only hit on 4s. But I do re-roll 1s to hit because of the Grand Master. So again, having that proximity, the Dread Knight, very, very useful. Not that it matters. So 2 hits. Your toughness, sir, was 8 on the Plague Hulk.
Yep.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so it's actually 5s to wound then. So only the 1 wound.
It's -2, is it?
It is -2.
Yeah, so this will be a 5 up.
Okay.
In Vaughn.
It's actually -1, sorry. Forgive me.
Well, it would
you rolled a
be
2 anyway. Okay. It's what I meant to say is it's damage 2.
Right.
Okay. So heavy Psy Cannon, strength 7, -1, damage 2. So you lose 2 wounds, but don't forget you're disgustingly resilient.
Yep, that's
So you've
right.
got 2 5-ups now. Oh, well done. Very good. Okay, so there you go. The Plague Hulk hanging in by the edge of its bile, or
by all of the extra skin that's hanging off that bloated corpse there.
Right, now let's see if we can address this, because it would be good to destroy him. We don't want to have to deal with him. The Grand Master himself will also fire at the Plague Hulk. I'll keep this rolling. So D6, 3, and this is the incinerator, by the way, folks. Right, he hits. Oh, well, that's the wound, rather. Sorry, forgive me. So that is only the 1 wound. 5s. He's got a save. That's very nice. Okay, then we've got the heavy Psy Cannon. Now, I'm thinking about whether I use my second stratagem now. I don't think I will. I'm going to save that. So this will just be the normal Psy Cannon shots. I do hit on 3s because I moved. He normally hits on 2s, the Grandmaster. Okay. And no rerolls there. So that's all hits. And then again it's 5s because you do have a remarkable toughness of 8. So 1 wound. Well, it's a 4-up armor save because I'm only -1, right?
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely, he makes his save. Good stuff. Third Dread Knight now. I will open with my Psybolt ammunition stratagem. So this is a new stratagem. I'm a big fan of this. So it's 2 command points. That means I've only got 1 command point left, unfortunately, at this point. But it gives me +1 strength to that Gatling silencer and a -1 to the save. And the Gatling silencer does D3 damage as well. So that's quite good. However, as I've stated before, I think it would be better on a Grandmaster who's more accurate. But that's not the way it is. That's not what I've got modelled. So 12 shots here, and I'm also doing it on the Plague Hulk, and the incinerator is also going on the Plague Hulk as well. So 12 shots, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s, and funnily enough, didn't roll any 1s, but rolled really well anyway, so I will definitely take that. Now, because he's toughness 8, I'm now strength 5, I can wound him on 5s and 6s. So I'm looking for a little bit more luck here. I've got 3 wounds, I'll take that. And these are -1 to your armor save now. So it is 4 up saves, I believe. So he's normally, right, he's failed 2 there.
Yep.
And then that would be 2d3 damage.
Do I get... Oh, yeah, no. Then the
Disgusting resilience. So that's right. So I rolled a 4 and a 2. So that's 3 wounds in total. Can he boss it again with a bit of luck? He gets 1, he fails 2. So right, we finally have taken some additional wounds from him. He's got 3 left. Whew. Okay, the incinerator, d6 auto hits. 5, that's good. 3 wounds, that is significant. This is a -1 also. He needs 4s, he's failed 2. I can tell you now it's damage 2, so that's 4 wounds that have gone through. He needs to make at least 2 disgustingly resilient saves.
Oh, how many has he got left?
He's got 3 left, so I mean he could potentially use a command point to try and re-roll one of the initial saves.
Yeah, I think I might do that because that's a 4 instead of a 4.
Yeah, well, it mean if you make this, then I can't physically kill you.
Yeah.
The maximum I could do is put you down to 1 wound. So wish him luck, folks.
Come on, Papa. For the Papa.
The Nurgle speaks.
No.
The Nurgle fails.
Grotty.
Grotty.
Abandoned me in my time of need. Why, Grotty? Why?
Little Grotty obviously isn't enjoying standing on that play cult right now. Okay, now you still can save him with disgustingly resilience.
Right, so how many
you need to make 4
4
saves because the damage of the incinerator is 2. You need to make 2 rolls of 5 and 6 here.
Come on, Grotty.
He made what? Oh, that's cocked. You can probably re-roll it. All right, Bo. Good luck. He needs a 5 or a 6, folks.
For Grotty!
Gods! He makes it! Yes! Okay.
Grotty's just playing with me, I see.
That's right. Little Grotty saves the day. I like to think that he stood in front of that torrent of fire. And he just...
Like Matrix did. Like, just stop them all and just picks one out.
He is Nurgle's favoured Nugget. And that leaves this play cog incredibly on 1 wound. Tough times, folks, tough times. Now, I've got a Gatling Silencer over here. I could try and finish the play cog off, but realistically then all of a sudden I'm wounding him on 6s. You know what, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do the Gatling Silencer and the Incinerator into the Plague Marines. So let's open up with the Incinerator. D6 shots. It's 4. So that's 4 hits there, and your toughness of your Plague Marine, sir, I believe still is 5.
That's right.
Okay, so we've wounded twice because I am strength 6.
Is it -1?
It's -1. So he's failed 1 save. Now it's in damage 2, so this is 2 disgustingly resilient saves on the 1 model. No, so 1 Plague Marine is actually killed. That's not bad. Then what we'll do is the Gatling Silencer. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I moved with this weapon, so it's 4s to hit, but re-rolling 1s because of proximity with the Grand Master. Okay. So actually not that great. Pretty bad roll. Can we... We've got 1 wound because you are toughness 5 and I am strength 4. He does make his armor save because no minus on this one because of the no use of a stratagem there. Okay, so that is all of the shooting done from the Dread Knights. Not bad. I think the Psychic obviously did more with powering up with that vortex. Hoping to destroy a plague hog there, but he's just held in. Grotty, his little mascot, has done well. Still got a bit more shooting to do. We've got the Paladins to open up with. Let's see what they can do. Stormbolters now. Rapid fire range of this Plague Marine unit nearest to them. So, here we go. Hitting on 3s. Nice. Wounding on 5s. Only the 1 wound, no. Oh, okay. Force disgustingly resilience. Yes, loves it. Okay. We've then got the Psy Cannons. Now, these are heavy, so Terminators unfortunately not ignoring that -1 anymore. So hitting on 4s and then wounding on 3s. We've got 3 wounds, Mr. Bone. This is a -1 set. It's 1 that goes through, but it's damage 2, so he needs to make 2 disgustingly resilient saves on the single figure. No, okay, so we do kill 1 Plague Marine from that unit. This is it. We're now in the charge phase. hopefully I can finish this monstrosity off and allow little Grotty to go and find someone else to crawl onto afterwards. So let's open with little Grotty receiving the charge from this Dread Knight on the outside. Mr. Bone, if I could have 2 of the bones, the ivory dice, sir.
You can.
Charging, need 9 inches to make it into combat with the Plague Hulk. Well, I rolled a 10 right off the bat.
Okay.
So, so I make it in, don't even need the first to the fray re-roll from the Grand Master. So I'm just going to move him in now.
And I'll do my Overwatch.
Yes, of course, sir.
So we've got the Rock Cannon on this man, or the Rancid Vomit.
You'll have both.
We'll have both.
Yep.
Cool. Alright, so we'll start with the Rock Cannon. So D6, 5.
So these are auto hits here, folks.
No, the Rock Cannon isn't. The Rancid Vomit
Oh,
is.
so Rancid Vomit, sorry.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
of
what I
course.
was asking. So we'll do
The Rock Cannon's just D6 shots anyway, right? Yeah.
Right, so we'll do that one first.
The strength?
It's strength 6.
Yeah, my toughness is 6.
Yeah, and then it's AP minus 3, damage 2.
Okay, so you need 6s to hit first of all.
Yep.
It's got a hit. He now needs a 4 to wound.
No.
No, didn't get the wound. Okay,
Cool.
then the
And
Rancid Vomit.
Rancid Vomit, so it's D6.
2 hits. Strength.
5.
Okay. That's 1 wound, and the minus, sir.
2.
Okay, so normally I have a 2+ armor save. I rolled a 6. Okay,
That's fine. All right. And that's all I can.
that's it.
Yeah, that's all I can shoot you with.
Okay, so the Dread Knight has engaged in combat. Right, I'm going to try and measure range to potentially the Khitan Ravager with my Grand Master. But I think because I'll have to go around that terrain, I don't think I'll be able to make it. Let me have a check. So yeah, not really possible for me to fit past the Plague Hulk, and obviously I can't stop within the wall there. It counts as impassable for me. Another point of reference, I mentioned in the lists that these are monsters. Well, they used to be. They're actually not anymore. The Dread Knights count as vehicles now. So poor Sargaroth with his Axe of Blind Fury actually wouldn't have been able to get to the bonuses. Although he would for the Grand Master because he's a character as well.
Which obviously he would have killed in combat.
Obviously. All right, now I still need a 9 to make it into combat with this Plague Hulk with the Grand Master. 5, 6, 7, 8, and I can re-roll failed charges. So I will re-roll the failed charge. I'll have my pearl dice, please, Mr.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
We'll use your lucky dice, sir. Or
Don't
not,
use them.
as the case may be. So the Grand Master fails his charge with the re-roll. Next, I have these 2 Dread Knights, but I've established I can't actually make it into combat with any of those units there because they're protected in the building. That's okay. We'll go straight on over to the Paladin unit, and that will charge the Plague Marines. Can we make this charge? 5, right, not even worth a command point roll because could re-roll the 1, but I would still need a 5. Not worth it. But we've got some Overwatch, of course. The Plague Marines open up now against the Paladins. We've got some Bolters coming up first.
Nope.
Okay.
And then Plasma. Got 1.
He's got 1. Can he wound? It's 3s to wound. He can wound. Minus on your Plasma, sir, is 3, I believe.
3, I believe.
I rolled a 5, and I do have a 5 up invuln. That is a pass. Here we go, folks. We are now in the assault phase. Little Grotty with his new friend attacking the Dread Knights, but not before the Dread Knight attacks him first, because we've charged. We have charged. Now we're still within 6 inches, so we can re-roll 1s to hit with the Grand Master there. We've got 4 attacks. Now normally I could probably use the hammer, which has got great damage output, but he's only got the 1 wound left, and I want the more accurate hit, so I'm going to use my Dread Fist, hitting on 3s. 2 2s.
I'm only going to use the Dread Fist. I don't need it anymore.
Now I've got 1. I do have a command point, but I'm not going to use that yet. To wounds. Right. See, this is where I'd be more inclined to use a command point because you've got a save to make now. You've got a 5+ invulnerable save, haven't you, sir?
Yeah, because he's a demon.
Oh, you're a demon, are you? Of course. So, actually, because you're a demon, I have special rules against you. Let's find out what those are.
No!
So, since he's a demon, I have the Demon Hunter's special rule. That means I can reroll failed wounds in the fight phase. It specifically says the fight phase, so you can't do it with the shooting because that would of course be brutal if you could. That's given me my 2 wounds, sir. That means you need a double 5 or a 6 to stop wounds going through before having to force your... Ooh. 1 fails. Right, the damage, I believe, is D3. So, let me double check that now. Okay, it is D3.
Of course. What's actually wrong with you?
Good. I don't know.
Right then, come on.
He needs to make 3, 5 and 6s disgustingly resilient.
Oh, no.
He fails.
No.
He's going to explode.
Yes, he is. And he's going to take you with
He's
him.
going to explode.
Ah!
Well, you rolled it here.
Okay, so
I'd
let's
say roll it again.
do it again. Ah! Oh.
No, okay. The Plague Hulk is indeed destroyed. Grotty will have to crawl off somewhere. Keep an eye out for him to see where he appears on the battlefield. But that is not a bad start, is it? Destroying the Plague Hulk there with the Dread Knight. Excellent. And that's it, team. We pan over the battlefields. The smoking ruin of the Plague Hulk starts to disintegrate with all of this blood and bile. But there's still a Prince, a fully operational Khitan Ravager, 3 units of Plague Marines, but more importantly, the 3 units of Berserkers and the Charybdis drop pod that can come down next turn. So whilst we've had a great start, I think we are not dominating this game yet. The Chaos will have the opportunity to smash me back now. It's their turn 1 coming up next. Movement phase for the Forces of Darkness. Truly, night has descended with 3 units of 5 Berserkers screaming Khorne's praise. That's it. As they look at the Dread Knights. It's got 2 units comfortably in a 9-inch charge. 1 unit just on the outside, 10-inch charge. The Khitan Ravager has stomped out of the ruins, and it should be noted he regenerates a wound a turn. Such is the power of this beast. I've been thinking of some good competitive things. I'm not going to bore you with that now about my Wild Eater's army, which will be coming up very shortly. And I didn't think that this guy would make the cut, but actually with some of the things in the Chaos Space Marine book, I think it can work. But I'll talk about that specifically in the Tactica, because I just love the model. I think it just looks absolutely boss. I enjoy painting it, so it'd be a shame not to use it. But there we go. The Prince has descended, like buzzing like a fly on these jets here. Another model I thought was quite fun. A lot of people ask me about how did I do this conversion. This is the Forge World Blight drone bits here on this resin, and I drilled into the side with I have actually a Dremel, so that made it a little easier, and I effectively pinned these 2 pieces in place.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and well, thank you. And then I needed to unfortunately use quite a bit of green stuff, so unless you're familiar with how to use that, and just sculpt it in and make it look natural, and it sort of turned out quite well. Over here we have, this is very cool, and I imagine how the Plague Marines would probably fight. They formed a defensive line here. Their plasma guns are now glowing, and they're looking at the Paladins. That could spell a lot of trouble for us. But there you go. That's what happens when you play with fire, folks. You can potentially get burnt. It is now the Chaos Psychic phase coming up next. Let's see what he does. And here we are in the Psychic phase. The Prince of Nurgle here casts... Now, it turns out you don't have to pick the Nurgle power. It's an option to, if you've got the Mark of Nurgle, but you don't have to. So he's actually picked Prescience here, the Heretic Astartes Discipline. Now the Prince can only actually manifest 1 power a turn. So he's actually casting Prescience now. He's casting it on the Khitan Ravager, which will actually give him a +1 to hit, which is very, very cool. That Gatling gun there will be hitting on 2s. So here we go. He needs a 7, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. He's got a 4.
I've only got 3 command points left, so I'm going to leave that.
He's going to leave it. Okay, cool. Because otherwise I could have attempted to deny anyway. And with the Brotherhood of Psychers rule, I get a +1 to it. So yeah. Difficult to get. That brings us to the shooting phase. And here we have a new Chaos stratagem. There are some really good ones in this codex, folks, let me tell you.
It's a shame I don't have many command points.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to use the Fury of Khorne, but it's 3 command points.
Yeah.
I only have 3 left.
Yeah.
And really, Demon Forge is going to be the best one.
Yes, it is.
So, use this stratagem in your shooting or fight phase when a Chaos Space Marine demon vehicle is chosen to attack. And I am a demon vehicle with my Khitan. So, you can reroll all failed hit and wound rolls for this model until the end of the phase.
Which is
Huge.
awesome. So that's reroll hit and wound.
Yeah, it's like
for only one. For only one command point.
That's it. And you can
making
use it.
this man a monster. Incidentally, it seems that the Lord of Skulls, which is actually what this model's based on from Forge World, seems. I'll have to double check it, but on my initial reading of the book, it looked like he was cheaper. So he's actually valid as well now. I think the Lord of Skulls may be valid, but the Khitan's certainly very, very good. So here we go. We're in the shooting phase. Yeah. Normally we build an army with more command points, but obviously limited by the models that I have available. So I had to mix my my Death Guards, although in this instance they're Black Legion and the World Eaters together to give you a Chaos Space Marine game. But trust that you guys are enjoying it and at least getting the flavour of the book anyway. Yeah. So, okay, we've got 8 shots coming up here. He's got his Hades Gatling cannon, I believe it's called.
Yeah, so 3.
Who are you firing at?
Who do you think?
Well, that's not very nice.
Good.
Yeah, he is about equidistant, so don't forget he's a character. Yeah. But actually he's got 12 wounds, so you'll be able to target him anyway, so it's not a problem. Cool. So here we go, roll to hit.
So 3s.
3s. Now he's re-rolling because of that command point.
And he doesn't have any minus modifiers or anything like that?
No, I don't have any minuses to hit, no. So there you go, look at that, people. Man. 1 command point for that. And now he can roll to wound with a re-roll as well.
I've just checked the strength.
It's the magic. This. Your strength is 8, sir. My toughness is 6.
Yeah.
I don't know what the minus is.
2.
Okay, it is -2. That's pretty good. Okay, here we go. So he's wounding on 3s and 1 re-roll to make. That is what we're talking about, folks. Excellent stuff. So we're looking at 7 wounds here. Now, it's -2. You say, what's the damage of it?
It's damage 2.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's powerful. Mm-hmm. Okay. Rolling to save. Okay. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 saves. I'm the first to admit that was a little bit jammy. He deserved a bit more than that. He has nonetheless done 4 wounds because it is damage 2. Remember, folks, I'm only 12 wounds. So 4 down from 12, only 8 wounds left. That's a significant start on my Warlord. Here we go, team. Plasma. The Plague Marines are opening up with Plasma. So Unit 1, rapid firing on the Paladins, and I'm warning you now, he can overcharge. Now, just a little quirk as well, I don't know if it's in an FAQ, but rules as written with the Plasma, it says if you roll a 1, the model is slain. So, because it's not taking a wound, it says it's slain. I don't believe Disgustingly Resilient would work against that, but please leave a comment if we're wrong. We're playing it that way because we can't find anything that would say otherwise. So here we go. We're opening with Plasma, rapid fire.
Yeah, cool. And with this one, let's have a little test.
Okay, so he's overcharging.
Let's do it.
That's right. That's why it's relevant now. Because of course then he would be wounding the Paladins on 2s at strength 8 and they're damaged to them as well.
The only problem is any 1s, then they're gone.
That's right. So is it 1s to hit, is it?
No, it's 3s to hit.
No, but sure it's 3s to hit, but is it on the roll of a 1 to hit, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Rapid fire Plasma.
Oh.
That's one of those moments where I don't really know what to say. Right, so the 2 Plasma guns are killed. However, one goes through. Wow, okay.
So if I roll a 1 here, then this will be hilarious. Of course I do.
Oh, you can't be serious! You can't be serious! I'm hoping that was just the case with that unit.
Yeah.
We still got the bolters from the units. Yep. Okay, they're more accurate. They're rapid fire as well though, right?
Bolters, yeah.
So you've got 3 bolters in range?
Yeah, no, so I'm doing this squad here and here's 1 guy left.
But they're 5-man units.
Yep, so remember 2 died before?
Yes.
So
you've got 3 more left, right? So you should have 3 bolters left in that squad.
Yeah, so 2 bolters died, then 2 Plasma died, and then there's one bolter.
The
left
bolters
alive.
didn't die.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, okay. Of course, they were killed by my
By shooting.
by shooting.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So yes,
yeah.
you've got a small unit there.
Yeah.
For a minute, I had lost the plot. Okay, ignore me.
Okay, so-
Here we go.
So, just looking to wound now. No. What are their toughness?
My toughness is 4, so 4's to wound. That's 1 wound. And I do get an armor save. Yes, I succeed on a 3. Okay.
Cool. So let's move on. We'll move on to the next bolters group.
Yep.
And then,
So this is a full strength unit here.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So, just going to grab some more dice. I'm actually going to come around this way, so it's less.
Are you going to overcharge?
Well, let's just see how these bolters go.
Okay. You get a feel for it first.
Yeah, I'm going to feel it out.
Okay, bolters. That's pretty
Okay,
good.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Okay, rolling to wound on 4s.
Not a single one.
Right.
Good.
Good.
Okay.
What are you doing with these guys?
I'm not gonna. That's
Not
it's
gonna
crazy. It's
overcharge
crazy.
it.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, I mean-
So normally, why the prince is good is because he lets you re-roll all your ones, so it makes it quite difficult.
So you'd have the synergy. Sadly, though, well, I mean, you kind of just wanted to. You need to destroy these dread knights, don't
Yeah,
you? So
exactly. So I'd move them out of synergy.
Yeah.
Argument I could have actually fallen back and just instead of rapid fire, just done some pot shots, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're done now.
Okay.
Cool. So
You panicked in the moment. That's what happened.
No, I actually this could have worked really well.
Yes.
It
just not with
didn't.
rolling ones.
Yeah, it just didn't.
Here we
Right.
go.
So these are not overcharged. Good.
Good, because you would have lost one. Okay, so it's 3s to wound now because it's strength 7 rather than strength 8. He's got 2 wounds. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So it's -3 to the save.
Yeah, it's just damage 1.
It's just damage 1. Okay, so I actually failed both of those. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I failed both of those. I needed 5s. So that's 2 wounds down. But here's the funny thing with paladins. They're 3 wounds a pot, people. So 1 is left with 1 wound. So I'll make it this guy here.
Cool.
Okay.
And then moving on to the last squad. So bolters first.
Bolters. Okay, 3 hits.
2 wounds.
That's 2 wounds. Nice. 2s. Double 1. There you go.
Hey, all right.
So I kill a paladin, and then 1 will be left with 2 wounds left. I'll do this normal paladin there.
Cool.
Okay, and we've got plasma coming up.
Yeah, I'm not overcharging.
Sure.
Luckily again.
Okay. Yeah, so they would have kept losing him. There you go. 3 wounds. Okay. 5s. No saves. So that means 1 paladin is killed, and another is left on 2 wounds. I'll put that on the side cannon here. So there we go. Overall, pretty unlucky bone, but he did kill 2 paladins in the end and have wounded another, so it almost pulled itself back at the end. We're opening with the Charybdis now, firing everything it's got, all of its rockets, Charybdis assault launchers at this Dread Knight. Talk us through it. What does it do?
So I've got it's heavy 3,
Yep.
strength 6, -1, damage 1.
Cool.
It is heavy though, so I'm hitting on
And you've
5
moved,
now.
so 5's to hit.
Yeah. And I've got 5 of them, so 15 shots.
Nice.
It's
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Just get rid of these.
Take that. And then it's strength 6, so it's 4s to wounds. Titan's finest. Okay, 3 wounds.
-1.
Okay, so I do have 2+ armor save as a Nemesis Dread Knight. Although I do roll 2 2s. So that is 2 wounds down. That leaves him with 10 wounds left. We've got some bolt pistols opening up now. This middle unit of berserkers firing at the Grand Master. He's got 2 wounds there. 1 does go through. That's 7 wounds left.
Cool. And we'll just these guys can. He's the only one they can shoot. In
Yeah,
danger, so
second
we'll do the
unit.
same.
3 hits.
2 wounds.
Another 2 wounds. 2 saves this time.
Cool. And these guys will do actually into him.
Okay. The middle Dread
Or
Knight.
will they? No, actually, they're gonna do into
Into the Grandmaster.
as well.
Okay. 4 hits. Another 2. 2 saves though. That brings us to the charge phase, folks. The most important phase for him this turn. Who's charging what, sir?
Let's do the Demon Prince first.
Prince. The demon looks on. We shall cast him back into hell. Okay. Overwatch. Incinerator. Just a 1.
Whew.
Is a wound, though. And you do not have disgustingly resilient. Unfortunately, the Nurgle doesn't give you that Nurgle keywords in the book.
Okay.
Perhaps that might be something that comes in the Death Guard Codex. We'll have to wait and see. So that is actually 2 wounds gone because it's damage 2.
Ah.
Okay, so then we've got 6 side cannon shots here. And we reroll 1s because we are within 6 inches of the Dread Knight, rolling to wound another 6.
Loves
He
it.
meets my 6. Okay, he charges in successfully.
Yeah, he can't.
So
Well,
he can't really fail. Yeah, he's in. So that's a combat we'll have to deal with. Okay, any other charges?
can I turn into
Are you sure?
100% sure?
There you go. The Incinerator from the Grandmaster.
Ah, he's not going down without a fight, is he?
No, he's not. The Grandmaster has fought better than this demon before. Okay, rolling to wounds. He's got 2 wounds, sir. He's got
Now,
2
I'm a
wounds.
demon, aren't I?
You are.
So I believe you can re-roll this.
This is correct.
Yeah. That's very nice.
Very nice, Mr. Bone. An additional wound.
That's Carno. See, we've
Yeah,
talked about
that's
this.
it.
We've talked about this.
So, 3 wounds at -1. Kaitan's armour is normally 3 up, so 4 ups are what's required here. Okay, so 2 go through, so that actually means 4 wounds because of the damage 2 on that Incinerator. That's not bad. Okay. So, the question is, next is the Psy Cannon. 6 shots. Rerolling 1s because my own aura ability, no. Okay, so we fail all of those. Again, don't think you can fail, even a double 1, but you don't roll that anyway. In he goes. Any other charges this turn?
Yes.
Like what?
So I'm going to charge these guys.
Oh, you don't want to charge with the Berserkers?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Yes.
but I mean, they're not even assault troops. So.
That's their job.
Okay, right. So this unit, he's needs a 9 to make it to the Dread Knights.
Loves it.
That is what he's looking for. So that's going into the Grand Master. That can cause some serious problems. Okay.
Okay, and then I'll do these guys into him.
Okay, so I will get to Overwatch on that.
Yeah.
So D6 Incinerator shots, 4. We then wound on 3s. That is 3 wounds, sir. -1. We do kill 2 of the Marines on the way in. We've then got the Psy Cannon. 1 hit and re-rolling 1s because of the Grandmaster. 2 hits, 1 wounds, and you do save. Well done. Okay, so 2 Berserkers killed, but that still leaves 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is exactly what they needed. Excellent work, Bone. They make the 2nd Dread Knight over there. And so we're now in the assault phase. Ominous stuff. The Kaitan is the first to swing against the Grand Master himself.
So it's normally 5. Yeah, I'm still in 5 attacks.
Yep.
And I get my +1 because of the Legion special rule. Is that right?
That's right.
So it's 6 attacks.
Here is the first of the World Eaters special rule. Legion units. Does it only apply to infantry, bikers, and dreadnoughts?
Yeah, actually, it may
Let's
well
double
do.
check
It's
that.
triple-
So just to confirm, it does indeed only affect infantry, bikers, and hellbrutes, the Legion tactics. So the Kaitan now strikes no +1 to the attack on the charge, but he hits on 3s. And you're doing your smash attack here,
That's right.
specifically with the Great Cleaver of Corn. So there you go. That's 4 hits. Now the strength.
20.
Okay. I believe that means you win me on 2s.
Yes.
Strength 20.
Yeah.
4 wounds. Now what is this? -1?
No, it's -4.
No.
Yes.
But it doesn't even look that impressive.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah, so it's -4 and a flat 6 damage.
Oh, just that. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, not that good.
No.
Okay, so I need to really make. Well, I need to make a minimum of 2 4+ invulnerable saves because he's got force shielding and he's got his Sanctic Halo. It actually makes a 4+ invulnerable save for this Dread Knights. I need to make a minimum of 2, and that would leave me on 1 wound.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. I need to make a minimum of. I'd need to make 3.
Yeah.
That's right. Because I've only got the 7 wounds left. Well, for Titan and all that is light in this world. Oh no! I make every one. Oh, bye.
No.
Yep, that really happened. 4 4+ saves. The Grand Master stands very cinematic, but now we've got a lot of enraged Khorne Berserkers that perhaps are not so pleased with that result.
Right, so they'll get their +1.
They'll get their +1 to charge.
So
That's right.
It's 15 attacks.
15 attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, actually, don't they have a +1 anyway as Berserkers on the charge?
Yes,
So I
that's
actually
true.
think that they've got 4 attacks each, buddy. So you'd be looking at considerably more attacks than that.
Yeah, well, bear with me.
Okay, no, it's not in the Khorne Berserker entry in the Chaos Space Marine Codex. I wonder if I perhaps read it in the index. It might be slightly different. That might be worth something. It might be worth having a check over. But nonetheless, they still do have the ability to fight twice in the fight phase. So here we go.
So 16 attacks with the
16
champion.
attacks. Still got the Wild Eater trait there, so they are hitting on 3s. That's what he wants. Now, their strength 5 base. A chain axe is +1 strength. That makes them strength 6. It means that they wound the Grandmaster on 4s. So that's the sort of power he's looking for here.
Not that well.
Okay, yeah, it could have been better, couldn't it? Okay, but they don't forget, folks, they get to fight again just for being Khorne Berserkers. Granted, he'll have to do the rest of his combats first, but still. 4 wounds. Armour saves. Okay, well, 1's definitely a fail at -1. 2 are definitely passed. I'm happy to count that as a 1 or a 2 bone.
No, that's cocked, mate. That's as cocked as they come.
Okay. So I do make the save just with that reroll. So, okay, he's taken 1 wound there. Now that does put him down a damage level. But he is still alive due to some horrendous spider luck. Okay, that's it. Let's move swiftly on. Okay, you can see the look on Dode's face, folks. Okay, right. Now what we have here is these 3 Berserkers that have charged this Dread Knights.
Yep.
So one of them is the champion. So it should be 10 attacks total.
10 attacks.
That is what we call a roll, people.
That's better.
That's much better. Okay. Force the wounds. Yep. No. Okay. Not bad at all. So he's looking at 5 wounds there. 2 go through. Not bad. So 2 wounds down on this Dread Knight now. He'd already lost 2 wounds, so he's got 8 left. Here we go, team. The Nurgle Demon Prince now attacks this Dread Knight. We see the demon. He does hit on 2, so that's not a problem, and he re-rolls 1s. That is a full house. That's what we like. Now the strength, he's using his Malefic Talons here.
Yep.
Pair of them.
So that's Utah.
So his strength is 6, or 7, sorry. Okay, so 3's to wound then, that's good. Yeah, that's what he wants. Okay.
Cool.
That's 6 wounds. Now, what's the damage?
2.
Okay. And what's the minus of the Malefic Talon?
It is 2.
So as long as I don't do something silly like roll all 4 5s and 6s. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I do fail to.
Oh, is that all?
But it could have been far worse.
It should have been far
It
worse.
should have been far worse. 4 wounds down on this Dread Knight. And wow, what a turn. That is all of the combats in terms of charging resolved. Now it goes to Bones' initiative because it's still his turn. The Khorne Berserkers can fight again. So this unit fights. Obviously looking to try and get rid of that Grand Master if he can. So didn't get the additional attacks for charging because it's technically a second round. No, only 2 wounds. Can he translate them? He can. So there's a bit of luck back to him. Does take 2 wounds. 4 wounds left, but shockingly still alive. Now it's my initiative to strike, so of course what I will do is use this Dread Knight to attack the Khorne Berserkers here before they hit me again. We've got 3 hits. We hit on 3s. We're using our Dread Fist, by the way, folks. No point using the hammer against these. That is all wounded because I am strength 12. And it's 6 ups to save because of the -3. No, so he's failed all 3. Yep, so all 3 Khorne Berserkers slain. Wowzers, we are doing well due to some extraordinary luck. It would now be his initiative, but he's struck with everything, so I think it's time for the Grand Master to open up. Here we go, folks, the Grand Master himself against the Khitan. Now, I will be using my hammer. Bone, it's almost like it's a mixture between crying and laughing. Okay. 4 attacks because I have been damaged. Usually it's 5 attacks.
Take it!
4 attacks. I hit on 3s because of the -1 with the hammer, but I reroll 1s. Just as well. That's all 4 hit. Okay. Now it's 3s to wound, strength 12 versus his toughness of 8. But because he's a demon, I can reroll failed wounds. Oh gosh. Okay. Bone. That's 4 wounds, Mr. Bone. Right. It's 4 wounds.
So I've got my...
You've got your demon save.
Yeah, my...
Because normally it's -4.
5 up invulnerable save here.
Okay. Normally it's -4. He's made 1. Okay, and it's a cocked die. Oh, okay. Now...
Well, now I have to use a command point at this stage.
Well, because otherwise it would.
Not to.
Yeah, it probably would be. You don't want to risk losing him too early. Good. Okay. That means now it's a minimum of 6 damage because the hammer, the great hammer on the Dread Knight, it does a minimum of 3 damage, but you roll a d6. If you get better than a 3, it becomes more than a 3. So I've got 2d6 damage to do here. Oh no. It's a... Yeah, I just rolled an 11. I've been called some choice words. So he loses 11 wounds. Now, the good news is he is still alive.
Oh, good.
Good. He is still alive. Unfortunately, he's only got the 3 wounds left.
Yeah.
But he does regenerate a wound a turn. But that was absolutely shockingly lucky on my part. Sorry, folks. That's just... what happens sometimes. Okay, now the Grand Master is finished. The assault phase... no, I need to hit your Demon Prince over here.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, 4 attacks here with the Dread Knights. Will I use my... Let me have a little think here. I'm not sure what weapon to use. Dangerous stuff here. The hammer is about to be brought down on the Demon Prince of Nurgle. So -1 to hit, and I can reroll 1s within 6 inches of the Grand Master. 2 hits. It is 2s to wounds, because I am double his toughness. That is 2 wounds. He does have 5+ invulnerable saves that he can take. He's made a save. Okay. It's impossible to kill him. D6 damage. 3. 3 wounds down from the prince. He's got 6 left. Could have been disastrously worse.
No, he's only got 3 left.
Oh, really? I thought you were on a 9.
No, that's 6. Well, it's supposed to be 6.
Okay, it's supposed to be 6.
So yeah,
okay.
he took 2 in on the way in, so took him
so
to
he's
8.
got 3 wounds left now.
So you could have killed him on a 6.
Could have killed
Do you
him
know
on
what's
a
great
6.
though? Because how your luck works is you go like this. I'm going to roll a 6. So that because you made that mistake, I'm alive. Thank you very much.
It's true. I didn't bother channeling the 6 because I knew I couldn't kill you outright. So absolutely.
But you were wrong.
Okay, so that marks the end of the turn. I think we can all agree that that was a little bit skew-iffed because of my luck. But it is now the Grey Knight's turn 2 coming up next. and we could unleash some serious pain here. Let's see what we do. Turn 2 coming up next. Movement phase complete, and the Hammers of Titan smell demon blood in the air, and they are now circling for the kill. Quite an extraordinary start to the game, really.
What turn is this? Is this?
This is my turn 2.
I see.
Yeah. I've now come up here. I've claimed the relic. Grotty's looking on. He's having a great time. No matter what happens, he always enjoys a good tabletop tactics battle report. So he's having fun. But over here, the Dread Knights remained in combat. The Grand Masters remained in combat. This Dread Knight has turned his attention to the Khitan. He cannot let his master fight alone. The Paladins have gone towards the Plague Marine line, and this Dread Knight's come over here looking at the Charybdis. I've got one other unit to move, which is the Apothecary. Just going to move him up behind here to support. Now, it is the Psychic phase coming up next, and we have unfortunately realised with the way that the Grey Knight's Psychic works, and these two things being demons, they're both on 3 wounds apiece. A single smite kills them instantly. Yeah. Which is horrendous. So let's get on with the Psychic phase. That's coming up next. We shall open with Smite from this Dread Knight. It's a 6.
Okay, well, I'll deny it.
Actually, hold on, Bone. It's cocked. Let me re-roll this 3. I might fail. No, 3 plus 2 is a success. Okay. It becomes a 6 in total. Yeah, so you are going to try and deny this one.
Yeah, of course.
Remember, I've got Smite on that Khitan as well, though.
Yeah,
but then if you're dead, you can't deny.
Exactly.
Yes, good point. Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, he's denied it. Okay. That's something. The prince is alive. Okay.
A prince indeed.
A prince indeed. This Dread Knight will cast Smite, the Khitan being the nearest.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there is no save. It's a flat 3 mortal wounds. The Khitan could potentially explode and take a lot of people with him.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you all with me.
Maybe some twist of fate here for the Dark Gods. We'll see.
Let's do it.
The Grey Knight suddenly put on the...
No, I'm going to use my last command point.
I suppose at this point there is no harm in doing
because
so.
this is okay, here we go.
Would you like me to roll it?
Oh, come on, mate.
I might do a 6.
Look, the last couple of times when it's been really important, I've done this.
Okay. Wish him luck, folks.
Oh, I saw it. It was there. Oh, no, melted.
Now the Grand Master will cast Smite. He does successfully cast it. It will just be 1 mortal wound on a Khorne Berserker. Slain. Okay. This Dread Knight will cast Smite. That would hit the Charybdis at this range. He does cast it. It's not more than 10, so it's just a single mortal wound on this Charybdis. I do have to ask this terrible question because it's Hellforged. Does it classify itself as a demon?
That's what I'm literally double checking
if it does, it is unfortunately 3 wounds.
Vehicle, transport, Hellforge. It doesn't say demon anywhere.
Okay, well then it is not a demon, sir. Okay, so that is 1 wound down on the Charybdis over there. The Paladins, they will also cast Smite. Why not? Oh no, Lawrence.
What are you up to over there?
I've rolled an 11.
Ah, good.
It's D6 mortal wounds, Bone. I rolled a 5.
And who are these up?
Well, it'll be your nearest Plague Marine unit, which would be these guys, I guess. So that would be all of them dead, except you do get disgustingly resilient. So this is our only hope now for him. Oh no. Oh wait, hold on.
What?
I take that back.
Why?
Because it's always a 1 regardless of what I roll.
Ah.
Yeah, so I just forgot that. So ignore that. So it doesn't matter. So just 1 is killed.
I rolled 3 6s there, though.
Well done. Yeah. And luckily you didn't even need to roll that. So.
Exactly.
Well, actually, you rolled 3 6s. So I tell you what, should we just say that 1 of them passed, so you didn't lose anyone then? Because you would have actually passed the disgustingly resilient, and I forced you to make 5.
Sure, you know what, at this stage I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. So forget that. Basically, passes disgustingly resilient there. That's not a problem. Okay, that is pretty much all of the smites done that are within range. I've got this unit last within 12 inches of the Charybdis. Okay, they successfully cast, so that will be another mortal wounds gone on him. Mm-hmm. And that is it. I'm not casting anything else. I'm not going to risk the Vortex with the Grandmaster. Let's move on. Could do Gate of Infinity to bring these Grey Knight Terminators up, but I'd rather keep them centrally with the Relic anyway. Let's move on to shooting phase coming up next. This Dread Knight now in the shooting phase. He's firing the Incinerator at the one-man champion and the 12 shots at the middle Plague Marine unit. So we're open with the Gatling Silencer. He did move, so he is hitting on 4s, and he is re-rolling 1s because the Grandmaster's still alive. Okay, so actually only 3 hit. And 1 wound, sorry, because your toughness 5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And that's a save, no problems there. And then D6 Incinerator shots, 4. And we wound you 3 times. This is just for the lone Marine. He's got armor saves of 4 up now with a -1.
No.
And you have to make all 3 because you're discussing the resilient. 1 does pass, 2 fail, so it would be 4 damage in total. Discussing the resilience, so it's technically 4 dice. No, he is dead. Okay, so that's that Dread Knight finished. This Dread Knight's in combat. He's not firing. Grandmaster's in combat. This Dread Knight now will fire his 12 shots and his Incinerator into the Khorne Berserkers. Incinerator. 1. Fails to wound. 12 shots from the Gatling Silencer. Okay. He did move, so it's 4s to hit, only 3, and into wounds, just the 1, and he saves. So there you go, that Dread Knight whiffs. We've then got this Terminator unit. Its side cannon will fire at the Charybdis here. He moved as well, so 4s to hit, that's 2 hits. That will be 1 wound on the Charybdis. What did you roll, Ben?
A 3.
3. Okay, so it is -1. If your armor save is 3 up, that would be 2 more wounds. Let's just double check that. Next up, it's the Storm Bolters. This is toughness 8, but I can't quite really see. I don't have good range with the Khorne Berserkers, so I'm firing at the Charybdis. Rapid firing here. And then it's 6s to wounds. 3 wounds, so 3 armor saves of 3 or more required.
No.
Oh, you cannot be serious. This unit's side cannon now will also fire at the Charybdis. That is 3 hits, and then to wounds, no wounds. Storm Bolters there now from the shrine, also into the Charybdis. Wow, okay. 6 hits to wounds. No wounds though. Okay, there you go. And then over here we've got the 2 side cannons. We'll fire at the 5-man units of Plague Marines. We did move, so that is 4 hits. That is 4 wounds. Strength 7 versus toughness 5. That is -1. Makes all of his saves.
Loves
Good
it.
job. Okay, and then we've got the Storm Bolter, rapid fire from the Paragon. 2 hits, no wounds. That marks the end of the shooting. Luckily, marks the end of the psychic phase because that was all brutal. Now it's the charge phase. I do have a couple of charges to do. Let's see what I do. We're in the charge phase. This Dread Knight spies the Charybdis and charges it, but not before the Overwatch happens. A lot of missile shots coming in here. He's got 3 hits. He's got 3 wounds. Is it a -1? So
Doesn't matter anyway.
doesn't matter. Okay, I successfully save. Now to charge. 4, 5, 6, 7, more than good enough. In he goes. The Paladins now will charge this unit of Plague Marines, so they will have to weather some more snapfire here.
Great,
Overwatch.
so let's do the plasma first.
Okay.
Hey.
2 hits, nice. 1, 2 wounds. 2 failed saves. That kills the side cannon, one of them on the way in. Very nice.
Good.
Okay, and then you've got the bolter, or bolters, I should say.
No.
Ah, no hits there. Okay, can I make the charge? Yes, okay. We're in the assault phase now, folks, and the Paladin strike. The Paragon opens up with his hammer. He's got 3 attacks, and it's a -1 to hit. So that is only the 1 hit because he's using his Thunder Hammer. But he does hit 1 and wound 1 bone. The hammer is obviously -3, so he needs a 6 up to save. I don't know why you rolled 2, but you failed on both anyways.
Sorry, I thought you said he got 2 hits.
No, you got 2 hits but 1 wound, sorry.
Right.
Or rather, we just got 1 wound. So, right, now what we have is you're disgustingly resilient. I believe the hammer is a flat 3 damage.
That's right.
So he needs 5s and 6s here. No, so he does lose 1 Plague Marine. We've then got the sword, the Nemesis Force Sword striking. He does hit 3 times. He does wound twice, and this is also a -3. So you have to take 2 saves on these. No, okay, so therefore you need 2 disgustingly resilient saves. No, so we do cut down another 2 Plague Marines there. Okay, interesting. Next up, this Dread Knight will do 4 attacks against the Charybdis, and he will use his Nemesis Demon Hammer. Oh dear. That's 4 hits. Rolling to wound. Okay, kind of panned out, 2 failed wounds. And you're not a demon, so that's good. So 2 wounds there. It's a -3 for the hammer, so you'll get 6 up saves.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Actually, sorry, it was -4 anyway, so just as well. Okay, so this is D6 damage, 2d6 damage then. But if you roll less than 3, it becomes a 3. I do roll less than 3, so actually I take 6 wounds, and that does leave you alive. With 3 wounds left. So that's the charges done, and since it's my turn, it's my initiative, I will then choose the Grand Master, of course, to hit. Let's see if we can finish these Khorne Berserkers. I'm just going to use the fist. Yeah, that's 4 hits, and he would be wounding these guys on 2s. Okay, he's got 3 wounds, so actually 1 Berserker would survive there. So
is it -4 or?
It's -3, so you'll all get 6 up saves. Right, so I do kill 3 Berserkers, but 1 is actually still alive. It is now your initiative, Bone. Who are you striking with?
The Prince!
The Prince, of course. Okay, the Prince of Darkness, the Noble Prince, now strikes my 4 wound Dread Knight.
So, 7 attacks. All hit.
Yeah, all hit. Very nice. He wounds on 3s. He's got 4 wounds. Now remember, these are damage 2. I've only got 4 wounds left. And it's -2, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've definitely failed 1, but with a 2-up armor save, I do pass the other 3. That does leave me alive just on 2 wounds. And that actually marks the end of all of my attacks this turn, bar the Dread Knight here. So I'm just going to do his attacks. He's only got the 2 wounds left. And on 2 wounds left, he's only got 2 attacks left. But although his weapon skill still remains unaffected. So 2 attacks attacking that Prince. Both hits. This is both wounded. Okay. I'm not using the hammer, by the way, guys. I was using the fist. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to let you know. He's passed 1 save. He's failed 1. Okay. It's D3 damage. This is the so it's D3 damage if I roll a 5 or a 6.
Just don't do it.
The Prince is dead. Okay, I don't. So he's got 2 wounds left. He's still alive. They're dueling out here. Next up, the Berserker, the champion, attacks the Grandmaster. He's got 3 hits. Didn't get any wounds. Okay, fair enough. That fight continues. Then he's got the Plague Marines here against the 2 Plasma Wielders against the 1 hit, 1 wound, 1 save. Okay. The Charybdis itself can do some attacks.
Yeah.
So let's work that out. Here we go, folks. He's got his blade struts.
So D6.
D6. 2.
Great. Hitting on 4s.
Double hits.
Cool.
Strength.
5.
So 5's to wounds because I have toughness 6.
No. No,
okay. That does mark the end of the assault phase. Everything is struck. Could have been far worse. Right now there is a very, very thin glimmer of hope because the Prince is still alive. And the Cryptis does have some good firepower, can move off, is still alive. Plague Marine's still there. Let's see what he does. It is a morale phase. I don't think... Yeah, no, neither of us have lost, because it's kind of an MSU style force that we're running here. Neither of us have lost enough to actually take a morale check this turn. So based on that, it is... did you lose 4 Berserkers though?
Yeah.
Right, so they're the only ones that could fail. That's going to be fine though.
Yeah.
That's going to be fine. There's the leadership 8 for the champ. So no problems there. That is the end of turn 2 for the Grey Knights. I'm sure you can see that was... I'm obviously doing very well there. The relic seems very much secured, grotty looking on. But let's see if these Chaos forces can rally and pull back something out of the jaws of defeat. It's turn 2 for the Chaos forces coming up next. Team, this is a summary for the Forces of Chaos turn 2. He's of course fallen back with the 2 plasmas here, but the other unit has now rallied and is hopefully in a position to take those paladins out. Prince is ready to cast Smite, and this full Berserker unit has gone for the Wounded Dread Knight here, with the Charybdis moving off to the right flank. Smite coming up, people. It's a big one. Right, he does cast it just. Now, unfortunately, I do get to deny, and I get a +1 to deny.
Okay.
So it is denied. It is denied. You don't have another command point left, do you?
No, I tried to kill everyone in an apocalyptic blast.
That's right.
Very, very cool. I thought it was very corn.
It was very cool. Okay, so Smite is finished. Let's go straight into the shooting phase.
Cool.
So he can fire a pistol into combat, by the way.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not?
No.
No, okay.
Okay, so I get...
Pistols over here. We'll do 1 crack grenade and some pistols.
Yeah, so let's do the crack grenade.
That's a hit.
It's
No.
wound.
4 pistols. 3 hits. 1 wound. Dread Knight armor does save.
So, cool. Okay, we'll go over here. So, we'll
This
start with
is
the
a
plasma.
significant one. Are you overcharging?
Why not?
At this point, he needs everything he can do. Every bit of luck that he can.
Let's go for it.
Overcharging the plasma. Really? It's just one of those games,
It's alright.
babe.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so
cool.
still 2 hits.
2 hits.
It is 2s to wound.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Okay. Do I save? No, I don't. Okay, so 2 wounds have gone down.
Yep.
I'll take that on the side cannon.
Cool, so they're gone. So
bolters.
we've got bolters.
Okay. Okay. You do kill the side cannon. So that is just the Paragon left alive after those Plague Marines have done their shooting. So slowly destroying the paladins over there on that flank. Okay.
Cool. So then I'm going to put all of the Charybdis into this guy here.
That's right, because he's got the fly keyword, he can fall back.
Yeah.
Charybdis can actually move off, folks. Very, very cool. And okay, so lots of missiles coming into the Dread Knight himself.
Yeah, so hitting on 5s.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
That is the roll that he's looking for.
That's the roll I've been looking for all game.
That's right. Okay, and then it is forced to wound. Okay, forcing some saves here. -1, right?
-1, yeah.
Okay, so I fail 1, and it's still damage 1, right?
Yeah.
So 7 wounds left on this Dread Knight. He is still alive though. Which brings us straight into the charge phase. The Khorne Berserkers charge the Dread Knights. I use Overwatch for the Incinerator. That's 3 hits. That is 2 wounds at -1. That is 2 deads, okay. And then we've got Bone Space. And then we've got 6 shots from the side cannon. That is 2 hits. That is no wounds. Okay. Can't fail to charge at that range. Yep, in they go, no problems. Any other charges? Are you going to charge with the Plague Marines?
Yeah, why not?
You may as well. You may as well. Okay, charge coming up. Yep, they go in. I'll see if I can rapid fire with the Storm Bolter. No hits there. Okay, in they go. So that's the charges done. It's the assault phase coming next. In the assault phase, the Berserkers attack this Dread Knight. Can they pull the Grey Knight champion out of its cradle? Its harness. Okay, lots of hits. Forwards to wounds. No way. Only one wound. Okay. He does take the wounds though, at least.
Oh, good.
It's like unbelievable, the luck. Okay, right, fair enough. 6 wounds left. The next charging unit's the Plague Marines.
Yeah.
And they've got Plague Knives.
Yes.
So let's work that out. Plague Marines against the Paragon now. So they've got their Plague Knives out. 4 attacks, including that of the champion. That's 3 hits. And then Plague Knives, Strength User. And he can reroll rolls of a 1 because it's a plague weapon. Still the 1 wounds though. Can I save? Yes, I can because of no minus. Okay, so charger's done. Now you've still got the initiative. Who are you striking with next?
My prince.
Yes. Okay, so the prince, can he finally kill one of these Dread Knights? Yep. A full house of hits. And that is a lot of wounds. Surely this is it for that Dread Knight. Yes, it is. He only had the 2 wounds left anyway. I failed 3 of those saves. The Dread Knight is slain. I'm going to check if they explode. I have a feeling they do. Except, I can tell you now that they do not explode. So the Dread Knight is destroyed. And the prince is triumphant. Grandmaster now strikes, try and bring this Khorne Berserker down before he is killed. That is only the 1 hit actually. Because of the -1 because of my damage. Actually no, sorry, it's not. I'm hitting with my fist. It does hit on 2s. I take that back. So they're all hits. And then he is slain. So we killed that Khorne Berserker. We've then got the Paragon in the Paladins attacking those Plague Marines. He does hit 3 times despite having the -1 with his hammer. He does wound twice. So this is -3, so you need 6s to save. No, and then disgustingly resilient, so you need to do these 3 at a time for each model.
Yeah.
So it's damage 3. Yeah, 1's killed. Oh, the other one nearly survived, but 2 Plague Marines are slain. This Dread Knight now will... Well, actually, your Berserkers have already hit, right? So, because you charge. So this Dread Knight will now attack. He's still got his 4 attacks. He hits twice. He kills 2 of the Berserkers, does leave 1 alive. That would mark the end of the turn. No morale checks can be made. Looking at this battlefield here, he's got a Charybdis on 3 wounds. He's got a Berserker. He's got a Prince on 2 wounds, and he's got 3 Plague Marines. Can you believe it? A shocking turn of events here. The Hammers of Titan have powered up. Bone, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think it's back to the warp for me.
It's back. Well, don't forget to take little Grotty with you.
I will.
Because he's enjoyed the carnage, but he is displeased that the Dark Gods did not serve him this day. Unfortunately, Grotty and his forces have been sent back to the warp, and we'll talk about the game properly. That's coming up next. Ow!
Yeah.
Apologies, Bone.
Yeah.
That was apologies to you, the audience.
Yeah.
Unless you like watching snuff films.
Yeah. That was incredible.
That was. I mean, right. Let's talk about this properly now.
Yeah.
So there are a combination of things that have happened there. First of all, both the codexes are awesome.
Yeah,
okay?
very good.
And actually the World Eaters, I think if we do a pure World Eaters army, which is what I'm building towards, I think we've got some really competitive options. I'm going to be going over that in the Tactica very, very soon. Likewise, a lot of the other traitor legions, we didn't really pick up on the Black Legion traitor tactics, chapter tactics, traitor legion tactics even in this one, which is where they can actually advance and treat their weapons as rapid fire, as assault, so they could advance with rapid fire weapons and still shoot.
Yeah.
So it makes them quite fast.
Which would have been great if I'd managed to clear a hole in those dreadnoughts, because then I could have been really hotly contesting that relic.
Because we figured that would probably happen with all of the plasma as your Plague Marines came out. But a combination of my hideous luck.
I can't believe that.
It was hideously good.
I mean, that's lucky for you. You're lucky anyway, but that's lucky for you.
That was lucky, wasn't it? So, you know, we can't change that. Normally these sorts of games I probably wouldn't even have usually released it, but I think it's important that you guys see the new books, because it is exciting, and Grey Knights fans I'm sure will be like, wow, that was awesome, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was awesome.
It was. I mean, you know, in terms of cinema and the Hammers of Titan arriving, descending on this Chaos Shrine and just obliterating the Chaos forces.
It's very powerful.
But then that's the thing, the smite doing a flat 3 mortal wounds against demons.
Yeah. It's huge.
It's huge. But then the Vortex of Doom power.
That was incredible.
Yeah. So we've seen some of the stratagems work, which is good.
Yeah. But look, I mean, I think that if I'd had even just normal luck, so you were incredibly lucky.
Yeah, I was incredibly lucky.
And then I was not. I was abysmally unlucky.
Yeah, like your plasmas overcharging 3 once.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always one of those things where like you do 2 and you go, you'll lose if you don't have the Demon Prince in there, you're going to lose 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, for it to happen every time I did it is really unlucky.
Yeah, it is.
But that's just how it is, you know. I just think it's one of those games that came down to a bit of luck.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I thought given I pretty much nullified the first turn charge, which was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost the Plague Cult, but he actually did quite well. He kind of survived.
He did. Yeah.
If normally what would have happened there is then I would have countered, so Gareth would have probably killed a Dreadnought. I should have killed your Grandmaster with...
Averages say Sargareth was still alive, that I didn't get the Vortex of Doom and then roll a 6 for the wounds.
Yeah.
That was the thing, which was like...
And I couldn't even try and deny it because it was 13.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just, you know...
It's just
so Sargareth would have charged out.
Yeah.
Potentially killed a Dreadnought, actually.
Or at least done...
Really damaged him. The Khitan should have killed the Grandmaster.
Easily.
Should have killed the Grandmaster, especially with the Berserkers supporting. That would have been 2 dead Dreadknights. And then with all of your plasmas, if you had actually done a little bit better and nearly wiped the Paladins, then all of a sudden the game's really, really different.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, there you go. The dice sometimes say no. The Hammers of Titan were clearly blessed by the Emperor today.
Oh, yes.
And that was that. Yeah. So, guys, look, any other final thoughts before?
No, not really. Look, no, not really. I mean, it's a shame that we couldn't showcase a bit more about the Codex. I think the thing is, though...
For the Chaos, yeah.
Yeah, for the Chaos.
Yeah.
Don't panic, though, because, I mean, the Codex is out now, and we have...
For pre-order, yeah.
Yeah. Meaning that we're going to have heaps more games, and you're going to get to see him work, and we've got Beard, who is actually the Chaos player.
Yeah, so we'll almost debut the Chaos... properly with the Iron Warriors.
Yeah.
And as soon as I finish off the World Eaters, then you'll have some dedicated World Eater games where they're full World Eater chapter, Traitor Legion tactics. And I actually think they're really good. There's some nasty stuff that you can do in this book.
Yeah, and we don't know what's going to happen with Death Guard yet either.
That's right.
Which is going to be quite exciting. And then, you know... So, you know, if for all of you who might be upset by what you've just witnessed, I wouldn't be. I don't think that's indicative of the Codex. I don't think it's indicative of a normal game.
No.
It is indicative of this man, which
Sorry.
but also, on Freeview, my luck is terrible.
Yeah, that's right. You just said that in the last game.
Yeah, I said that in the last game. And you'll all be going, I'll get this about you on demand.
On demand. You're a different animal.
My luck is hot.
You're like a predator.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
With a moustache. A predator with a moustache. That's
starting
to sound very bad, isn't it?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, this has been the Spider and the Bone, and we'll see you in another battle report here very, very soon.